Lesson 2.3, Solving Quadratic Equations by Completing the Square. So we have steps to follow for us to solve quadratic equations by completing the square. Step 1, divide all terms by a coefficient. Step 2, move the constant term to the right of the equation. Step 3, complete the square of the left side and balance this by adding the same number to the right side. Step 4, take the square root of both sides. Be sure to follow the positive negative to indicate the two roots. Step 5, solve for x and check your solutions. So for us to understand this process, so let me give you an example. So let's have the example solve. The quadratic equation x squared minus 14x plus 20 equals negative 4. So, solve x squared minus 14x plus 20 equals negative 4. So, the first one, divide all terms by a coefficient. So, from our given, our a is equal to 1. So, our a is equal to 1. Okay, so we are going to divide all the terms by 1. Divide by 1. So we can say that we have x squared minus 14x plus 20 equals negative 4. Then step 2. Move the constant term to the right. So we have the constant term 20. So we have here negative 4. So for us to move this to the right, we need to get the additive inverse. So if this is positive 20, additive inverse is negative 20. So we do it to the both sides. So we have x squared minus 14x plus 20 minus 20, the additive inverse equals negative 4 minus 20. Okay, then after this, we're going to simplify. So we'll have x squared minus 14x plus 20 minus 20 is 0, so equals negative 4 minus 20 is negative 24. Okay, so that is step 2. Step 3, complete the square of the left side and balance this by adding the same number to the right side. As you can see, in our left side, we have x squared minus 14x. And in our right side, we have negative 24. So, gagawin daw natin na perfect square trinomial ang x squared minus 14x. So, paano yun ginagawa? So, first, kukuhanin natin ang value ng b. So, what is our b? So, that is negative 14. Okay. Then, pag nakuha ang value ng b, gagawin natin siyang b over 2 squared. So, we have, anong ating b? So, negative 14 over 2 quantity squared. So, we will have, what is negative 14 divided by 2? That is 7. Negative 7. Then, we are going to square, what is negative 7 squared? That is 49. Okay. Now, the resulting value, which is positive 49, will be added to the left side and to the right side. So, that will be x squared minus 14x, so plus 49 equals negative 24 plus 49. Okay, so as you can see, our left side of the equation is now a perfect square trinomial. So we can have the factors. So x, and this is negative. So both are negative. So what is the square root of 49? Or what are the two numbers that makes 49 as square number? So we have 7. 7 times 7 is 49. So equals, so negative 24 plus 49 is positive 25. Okay. Then, since we have two factors of x minus 7, so we can rewrite this as x minus 7 squared equals 25. Okay. So that is step 3. So we have here step 1. And this is our step 2. This is our step 3. Okay, for our step 4, we are going to take the square root of both sides. So, get the square root or square root property. Okay. Since this is 2, so we have to cancel the square root. And we will have now x minus 7 equals. It says here, be sure to follow the positive negative to indicate the two roots. So if you are going to get the value of the square root of the constant, we are going to put positive and negative. What is square root of 25? That is positive or negative 5. Okay. So for our solution, so we will have x sub 1 minus 7 equals positive 5. And for our x sub 2, we have x sub 2 minus 7 equals negative 5. So sa x sub 1, ang kukuhanin natin yung positive 5 at sa x sub 2 ay yung negative 5. Then solving, so we will have additive inverse of negative 7 is positive 7. So we have x sub 1 minus 7 plus 7 equals 5 plus 7. So negative 7 plus 7 is 0. So we have x sub 1 equals 5 plus 7, that is 12. Then, for our x sub 2, so negative 7, additive inverse positive 7 equals negative 5 plus 7. Kung anong ginawa sa kanan, gagawin din sa kaliwa. So we have negative 7 plus 7 is 0. So we have x sub 2 equals negative 5 plus 7, that is positive 2. So therefore, our roots, x sub 1 is 12 and x sub 2 is positive 2. For our checking, so x sub 1 is positive 12 and x sub 2 is positive 2. So checking if x equals positive 12. So again, we are going to use the original formula. X squared minus 14x plus 20 equals negative 4. So if x is positive 12, so we have 12 squared minus 14 times 12 plus 20 equals negative 4. So 12 times 12 is 144 minus 14 times 12 is 168 plus 20 equals negative 4. So 144 minus 168 is negative 24 plus 20 equals negative 4. Negative 24 plus 20, that is negative 4 equals negative 4. So another, if x equals 2, so we will have x squared minus 14x plus 20 equals negative 4. So we have 2 squared minus 14 times 2 plus 20 equals negative 4. So we have 4 minus 14 times 2 is 28 plus 20 equals negative 4. So we have 4 minus 28 is negative 24 plus 20 equals negative 4. So negative 24 plus 20 is negative 4 equals negative 4. So therefore, the solution is 2 and 12. Example number 2. 2x squared minus 16 equals negative 12x. We're going to solve this using completing the square. So first, we are going to identify the value of our a. So our a here is positive 2. Then for our step 1, we are going to divide all terms by a, so which is 2. So divide this by 2. Okay, then simplify. So we'll have 2x squared divided by 2 is x squared. Then minus 16 divided by 2 is positive 8 equals negative 12 divided by 2 is 6x. So negative 12x divided by 2 is 6x. Then for our step 2, dadalhin daw si constant sa right side. Pag dinala natin doon, mapapansin nyo, meron doong coefficient ng x. So, itong negative 6x, dadalhin naman natin siya sa left side. So, papaano iyon? So, we will have x squared minus 8. Isa-isahin natin. So, additive inverse ng negative 8 is positive 8 equals negative 6x plus 8. Okay. Then, simplify. Negative 8 plus 8, that is 0. So, it will become x squared equals negative 6x plus 8. Ay, ang sabi, dapat daw si constant lang nasa right side. So, ililipat natin si negative 6x sa left side. So, paano yon? Kukuhanin ang additive inverse ng negative 6x. Ang additive inverse ay positive 6x. So, x squared equals negative 6x plus 8, additive inverse, plus 6x. Kung anong ginawa sa right, gagawin din sa left. Okay, then let us simplify. So this will become x squared plus 6x equals negative 6x plus 6x, that is 0. So the remaining is positive 8. So for our step 3, okay, get the value of b, and then gagawing b over 2 squared. So that will become, so our b is 6. So this is equal to, our b is 6, so 6 divided by 2 squared. So that is 6 divided by 2, that is 3. Then squared, what is 3 times 3? That is 9. So our answer for b over 2 squared will be added to our left side and our right side. So that will become x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 8 plus 9. Then simplify. So we will have x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 8 plus 9, that is 17. So we will have, so our left side is now a perfect square trinomial. So our factors are x, so factors ng 9, so that if we add the factors, the answer, the sum is 6, so we have 3. So since all of terms are positive, so these are positive. Then 3 equals 17. Then, since we have two factors of x plus 3, so we can rewrite this as x plus 3 squared equals 17. Then, for our step 4, we are going to get the square root of the left and the right side. So, since ito ay naka-square at may square root, pwede natin siyang i-cancel. So, ang natira na lang ay x plus 3 equals, huwag kakalimutan ang positive at negative to indicate two roots. Square root of 17. Now, ang 17 ba ay may square root? So, kapag wala siyang square root, yun na ang ating kukuhaning sagot. We will just copy it. Okay. So, for our x sub 1, we are going to have x sub 1 plus 3 equals square root of 17. Then, for our x sub 2, we will have x sub 2 plus 3 equals negative square root of 17. Okay, solving for x. So, we will have x sub 1 plus 3. Additive inverse ng positive 3 is negative 3 equals square root of 17 minus 3. So, I'll have 3 minus 3 is 0. So, our x sub 1 is equal to square root of 17 minus 3. Then, for our x sub 2, so we have x sub 2 plus 3, additive inverse, negative 3, equals negative square root of 17 minus 3. So, 3 minus 3 is 0. So, our x sub 2 is equal to negative square root of 17 minus 3. For our checking, so meron tayong x sub 1 equals 17, square root of 17 minus 3. X sub 2 equals negative square root of 17 minus 3. So, paano mag-check kung ganito ang ating nakuhang roots or solution? Again, we are going to use the given equation, which is 2x squared minus 16 equals negative 12x. Then we are going to substitute x by square root of 17 minus 3. So, we will have 2 times square root of 17 minus 3 squared minus 16 equals negative 12 times square root of 17 minus 3. Okay. Then, we are going to simplify. Unahin muna natin ang exponent. So, let us simplify this part. Okay, so that will become 2 times square root of 17 minus 3, ilan? So, we have 2. Square root of 17 minus 3, kasi siya naka-squared. Minus 16. Then, distributive, that is negative, equals, distributive, that is negative 12. Square root of 17, you multiply. Then, negative times negative, that is positive. 12 times 3, that is 36. Okay. Then, we are going to use FOIL method to multiply. Ito muna. So, let's copy 2. So, 2 times square root of 17 times square root of 17, that can be written as square root of 17 squared. Then, square root of 17 times negative 3, that is negative 3 square root of 17. Then, negative 3 times square root of 17, that is negative 3 square root of 17. Then, negative 3 times negative 3, that is positive 9. Then, minus 16 equals negative 12 square root of 17 plus 36. Then we are going to simplify. So we have 2 times. Okay? So this is square root, then squared, we have cancel. So the answer is 17. Okay? Then negative 3 minus 3, that is negative 6. Square root of 17 plus 9. Minus 16 equals negative 12 square root of 17 plus 36. So we simplify, okay? Then, simplify natin yung nasa loob ng parenthesis. So 17 plus 9, that is 26. So we have 2 times 26 minus 6 square root of 17 minus 16 equals negative 12 square root of 17 plus 36. Then, distributive property. So, 2 times 26, that is 52. Minus. Then, 2 times negative 6, negative 12 square root of 17. Then, minus 16 equals negative 12 square root of 17 plus 36. Then, let's simplify. What is 52 minus 16? That is 36. So, 36. So, we will have negative 12 square root of 17 plus 36 is equal to negative 12 square root of 17 plus 36. So, as you can see, we got the same value in the left side and in the right side of the equation. So, therefore, our x sub 1 is 7 square root of 17 minus 3. Checking for x equals negative square root of 17 minus 3. So, again, we are going to use our original equation. So, we have 2x squared minus 16 equals negative 12x. Then we are going to substitute x by negative square root of 17 minus 3. So we have 2 times negative square root of 17 minus 3 squared minus 16 equals negative 12 times negative square root of 17 minus 3. Then, since we have square here, so we have 2 factors. So we have 2 times negative square root of 17 minus 3 times negative square root of 17 minus 3. Since we have squared, so we have 2 factors, then minus 16 equals, then let's distribute. So negative times negative, that is positive. 12 times square root of 17, that is 12 square root of 17. Then negative times negative is also positive. So 12 times 3, that is positive 36. Okay. Then we are going to simplify the left side. So since we have 2 binomials, we're going to use the FOIL method. So we have 2 times, so we have bracket. So negative square root of 17 times negative square root of 17. So we have negative square root of 17 squared. Okay. Then, so that's the first one. Second one, negative square root of 17 times negative 3. So that is negative times negative, positive 3 square root of 17. Then next, negative times negative, that is positive. Then 3 times square root of 17, that is 3 square root of 17. Then negative 3 times negative 3, that is positive 9. Okay. Minus 16 equals 12 square root of 17 plus 36. Then let us simplify what is inside. So we have 2 times negative times negative, positive, square root of 17 times square root of 17, that is 17. So we have 3 plus 3, that is 6. Square root of 17 plus 9 minus 16 equals 12. Square root of 17 plus 36. Okay, then add what is inside the parentheses. So we have 17 plus 9, that is 26. So 2 times 26 plus 6 square root of 17 minus 16 equals 12. Square root of 17 plus 36. Then distributive property. So we have to multiply 2 times 26, that is 52. Then 2 times 6, that is plus 12. Square root of 17 minus 16 equals 12. Square root of 17 plus 36. So 52 minus 16, that is 36. So we have 12. Square root of 17 minus, plus 36 equals 12. Square root of 17 plus 36. So as you can see, so equal ang left side at right side. Kaya therefore, the solution is square root of 17 minus 3 and negative square root of 17 minus 3.